Hi, my name is Jay. I'm going to tell you that again in the first part, but this is an intro to this video. I just want to explain something. There are 7 sections to this video, and one thing that always drives me nuts is if I watch a video that's 40 minutes to an hour long, I try to remember where was that part they talked about this or talked about that. So I'm going to tell you now, if you ever need to find a certain place in this video, I haven't done it yet, but by the time you watch it, it will have headings. The first part that says intro, and the second part and third part that will label what was talked about in the video. So if you'll just grab your navigation bar during the video and you can drag it until you see the topic that you want to see. That way it will take you to where you need to go quicker, and you don't have to search through the video and try to find where it was. So it's kind of broken down into chapters, if you will. So enjoy. Hello, my name is Jay. I'm going to be showing you how to create a virtual office using Google Slides. And in this case, I'm going to be creating a Google slide that has to do with the Teachers Union, CTA. But you can make your office into any office you'd like. But if you follow along, I hope you can build your office of your own virtual office, which includes a bulletin board in my example. So here we go. First, you start off, hopefully you have a Google account, and you could start off on your Google account on the top of the screen. You will see these 9 dots. These are your Google apps. You will click on that, and if you don't see a yellow symbol that says Slides, you will if you scroll down and you'll see Slides. And you just click on Slides, just like that. And you'll want to hit Start a new presentation, and just hit this colorful Google plus sign and just hit blank. And that is what comes up. Now I've already opened a different slideshow. I'm going to continue right there with how the new slide shows. It comes up like this. Just click on this and highlight it to where it has a blue border. On the top right of your keyboard, just hit the delete button. Then you can click on this one. And on the top right of your keyboard again, just hit the delete button. If it's blinking in the cursor in there, it won't work. So you have to click on where it says click add subtitle, and then you hit delete, and it disappears. Now you'll see on my slides on the left, I've already done some work ahead of time. And we'll get to that point. But on the second slide, you'll see that it already has a background. But I'm going to show you how I got that background. So you will go to the top. This is where you title your virtual office right there. Go ahead and click in there and type in the title that you want. Then you will go to Slide, and you scroll down, move it down, and you hit Change Background. Now you can make it a solid color if you want, but we're talking about creating an office, a virtual office. So you want to go to Image and hit Choose Image. I like to do a Google search, Google image search. And you can type in this box, empty office space, and hit enter. And you see all these different office spaces that come up. You can kind of scroll down, you see some of them just not very ideal. This one's got like a cartoon theme. That's pretty cool. You could use that one if you'd like. You got this one here. It's got bricks with the wooden floor. No furniture, just a little tree there. But I found one that I really liked, and which you already saw. And you pick the one you like that you can work with that's going to work for this purpose. There's a lot of images here. But you could pick this plain wall floor here and hit Insert, just like that, and hit Done. There's your background. So there's a virtual office. You can add furniture in here, bulletin boards, pictures, picture frames, and that we're going to get to that here in just a second. But for the purpose of this training video, I'm going to go with the second slide that I created. Delete that slide and go with this one. because that's the background I chose. And this is what we're eventually going to get to. But let's go back to the blank slide. So like I said, this video I'm building a teachers union virtual office for building reps in our building. You go to your website that you want to maybe create a link for on the virtual office, which in my case, palmbeachcountycta.org. I go to that website, just like you would any other website. And see this CTA symbol right here, right? Right-click that, right-click your image. If you see an image that you like, right-click it, and hit Copy Image. Go back to your slide, right-click anywhere on the slide, and hit Paste. This one just happens to be a transparent image, which is very nice for a virtual office. And later on, I'll show you how you can make pictures transparent so you can put items on your desk or wherever. Now that this is a transparent object, you could stretch it and shape it to whatever shape you want. This is the crop box, so I don't want to confuse you. So I don't want to crop this, so I'm going to move it back to the blue line. And just click outside of it. Boom. There is now a CTA symbol on this virtual office. Now to insert a link, see when I hold over there, it's got the crosshair bars on it. If you want to add a link, click on the image to where it has the blue border around it. Go to Insert, scroll down to about right here, and say Link. It's waiting for you to post a website. So since I got it from this website, I will click here and see how the whole thing is highlighted blue. Right click it, hit copy, go back to your slide, right click, and hit paste. Then hit the apply button. And there you go. There is a link on your virtual office for CTA. Click outside of it. And just for fun, let's hit the present mode. And I'll explain later how you can send this virtual office to people in present mode to where they can't get in there and edit it. So if they open this from an email or a link that you send them, if they open it, as they hover over this, see the hand? If they click on that, it sends them directly to the CTA website. Pretty neat. To get out of presentation mode, just hit the top left corner of your keyboard, hit Escape. And that takes you back into editing. Next, we're going to talk about the snipping tool and how to use it to put images onto your virtual office. You'll see on the bottom of my screen this little scissors with a little red line on it. But if you don't have that, which I'm sure most people do not, and if you don't know about the snipping tool, just click on your Start button, type Snipping, right click, pin to taskbar, and there it is. If you'd like to move it, you just click on it and drag it where I had it. I think I had it right there. And there is your snipping tool. You're going to use that a lot. So if you have an image that you like, anything you like on the screen, you can click on Snipping tool. And there's also a delay function. That's if you want to catch some delayed picture taking. I'll show you that in a second. But you hit New, notice everything turns like a transparent. See this Google symbol? I like that Google symbol. I'm going to highlight just around that Google symbol and let go. And there you just copied that. I like to hit Control-C, but you can do Edit, Copy. Notice how it says Control-C. These show your shortcuts. But hit Copy, and then on your screen you can hit right click and hit Paste. And there's that Google symbol right there. You can reshape it. You can move it, reshape it, stretch it, do all kinds of things with it. You can actually make it flip the other way. Watch this. Oh, wow, look at that. But I'm going to delete that because I just wanted to show you the snipping tool. Continuing with the snipping tool, I want to show you how to use the delay in the snipping tool. This is something that, like if you hit new, it makes it very instant and goes to that transparent. If you click new again, it makes you reset. Now if you want to catch something, say I wanted to take a picture of this menu, shapes, and I wanted to get the triangle highlighted. Just like this. So if I want to catch that in a picture in the snipping tool, I would open the snipping tool and I would change my delay and say, take me about 4 seconds. It's going to take me about 4 seconds to do that. See how that's set on 4 seconds now in the snipping tool. So if you want to catch that, you hit new, and now I've got 4 seconds to go to insert, shape. Oh, I didn't do it quick enough. I'm going to try it again. So click new again to undo it. And I'm going to click new again and move faster. Insert, shape, shapes, triangle. Oh, I almost got it. You know what? Maybe I need 9 seconds or 5 seconds. Let's go to 5 seconds. It wasn't quick enough. It wasn't long enough for me to do it. So now my delay is set for 5 seconds. I'm going to hit new and move pretty quickly. Insert, shape, shapes, triangle. Oh, I almost got it. One more time. Sometimes you just have to be quick. I'm actually getting into a big menu too, so let's see. One more try. Hit new, insert, shapes, shapes, triangle, boom. See now, see how it says flowchart, extract. Now, since it delayed, I can get all of that in my snipping tool. That's what the delay is for. So it gives you time to look at shape, shapes, go to the triangle. It gives you time to do something before it actually snips the picture. And that is the delay function in the snipping tool. Now I'm going to show you how to do links to download online documents. Because you'll see these bookshelves here. That's why one reason I selected this office background is because it has bookshelves. And sometimes it's neat to just put some documents on those bookshelves for people to come to and just click on it and get a document. You can kind of see it here. I've got these documents here. So now I'm going to show you how I created those documents. So here's what you call a collective bargaining agreement. It's actually a link from the CTA website, and I'll show you how to get there. Back to the home page of CTA. Back to that home page of CTA. You go here, it says Documents. So I want to download this document. I want to put this document on my virtual office. Now when this opens, it actually doesn't open that zoomed out. It actually opens about like this. See it 100%. Did you see it zoom 100%? Now I'm going to teach you a little trick. It's called Control minus, Control plus, and Control 0. These are on Windows PC or laptop. So I'm going to hit Control minus, and that zooms out. Control minus zooms out again. And you keep doing it until you see that whole document right there. First, I'm going to create an image, the image that I want to put onto the virtual office bookshelf. So I'm going to use that snipping tool as we just talked about. And remember, I had that delay set at 5 seconds. Oh, it actually reset back to no delay. Sometimes you have to set it back to no delay. And I like to sometimes move it to the side. Sometimes it just catches wrong. So sometimes you have to move your snipping tool where you need it before you use it. Because sometimes what you need to snip is by that new button. sometimes it'll mess it up. So sometimes you got to just get it out of the way. So I'm going to hit the New button. And I'm going to snip it. Do a snipping tool of this right here. Boom. There's my picture of the document. Now again, I like to hit Control-C, but if you like these, you just go to Copy. Hit Copy. Before I go paste it on the shelf here, actually I will. I'll just hit right-click, Paste. And if I shrink it from the corner. If you shrink it from the corner, it keeps it the same. It just makes it smaller. But if you put it on the bookshelf, and if somebody opens this virtual office, can they really read the top of that? Collective bargaining agreement. Now we know what it says, but if you didn't know what it says, would you be able to read that on the screen? I don't know. So let's do something. It's still on our clipboard. So I'm going to do something neat. Go to the Start button. Click Start. Just click it one time. And start typing the word paint. Type the word paint. Click Paint. Now you still have it in there on your clipboard. So I like to hit Control, there's Paste right here. You can hit Paste. So there it is. Now you might want to watch some videos on how to do some paint tricks. But I'm going to move this border over here so that's still the picture there. I'm going to do something a little neat in Paint. If you're not very familiar with Paint, just watch real closely. Notice the crosshairs. Thumb select. And I'm going to select this collective bargaining agreement right here, as close as I can to the letters. Well, not real close, but close enough. I'm going to move it. I selected it, and I'm going to move it to where it's just on there like that. Now remember, if you grab the corners, it keeps it pretty much in shape. So I'm going to drag this to make it say it really big. Collective bargaining agreement. You know what? I'm going to stretch that down too. So I'm going to select it again. And I'm going to grab this middle thing here, stretch it down. Now if you see this from far away, you could see collective bargaining agreement. It's pretty big letters now. I'm going to teach another little trick called Control-A. Hit the Control-A. That means select all. See all of that? Those blue dotted lines around it means everything is selected. Now you can hit Control-C. See how it says Control-C? Or you can hit this copy. Go back to the slide. Right click and hit paste. Now you see that collective bargaining agreement says it's really big and bigger now so you can read it. I'm going to shrink it down to the bookshelf size, but you can now read that. See how you can read collective bargaining agreement. And I'm going to put it on the shelf. So that's a document now people can open, right? Not yet. You actually have to insert the link on there. Remember the crosshairs? All right, so you select it, and you see the blue border so that the object is selected. And remember, go to Insert, Link, Control-K, Insert Link. It's waiting again for you to put what website you want to put on there. So since I have it open right here, you can right-click. Now notice all them letters are highlighted blue, or there's a blue background. Copy that address, go back to your slide, right-click, hit Paste, hit Apply. So now they can click on that and download the PDF. Well, actually, it'll open in that page. So let's hit the Present mode. So now, when you send these to people, they'll have this. And now you can kind of read that collective bargaining agreement. It's actually in bigger letters so you can see it. It's still kind of a picture of that first page. But then if they click that link, it takes them directly to the collective bargaining agreement. Now remember I was talking about zoom in, zoom out. Control plus zooms in. Control minus zooms out. And if you hit Control 0, Control 0 puts you back at 100%. So it's zoomed at 100%. But this takes people to that document. If they want to download it, of course, they can hit the download button here, and that will download it for them. So back to the presentation. There's your document. Now I'm going to talk about text boxes, picture frames, adding pictures, and email links. So if you want to add a text box, you want to go to Insert and hit Text Box. You put Bedrock High School. And if your text goes down to the next line, you can drag that box over just a little more. You can also change the font. So if you want to highlight the whole thing, you can make the font look different. Like that. If you want to make it bigger, there's your text size here. You can put Bedrock High School. If you'd like to add a border around that, you can actually add the border here. You can do like a double line, like that. You can play with that on your own leisure. But that's how you create a text box. Now, if you want to add some picture frames to where you can put someone's picture in there and an email for people to click on to be able to email somebody, what I like to do is go to picture frames on Google. You can type in picture frames. If you type in picture frames, it may show you links and ads and all kinds of stuff. So you want to make sure you click on images right here. And then you can just kind of scroll down and look at the kind of picture frames you want. Oh, look at that. Remember we talked about transparent. There's transparent picture frames, which means you can see behind the middle. You can see through the middle of that one. But you could scroll down and look at what kind of picture frame you want. Kind of like this one over here. Look at that. So if you click on that, now remember our Control Plus and our snipping tool. So I'm going to Control Plus a couple times. Actually, it's not working with that one, but that's okay because the picture frame is big enough. Go to your snipping tool. Remember, snipping tool, you're going to use that a lot. And then hit New, and that's the picture frame I want. So I'm going to pick right around that picture frame, just like this. And now it's copied. But you can do this again. Copy. Go to your slides. Right click. Paste. And you can resize that too. Resize it. Make it the size you want it. You can drag it and put it where you want it. Keep resizing it. Now once you have the size you want to make sure it's, and you want to add other people on there and you want the same size picture, you can hit copy or Control C, then Control V or paste, Control V again, put another one, Control V again, put another one, Control V, put another one. And if you move these around, you'll see these little lines pop up. These help you make sure you're lined up. You're centered. Okay. Now if you want to put a picture in there, we're going to say, actually I started it here, George Slate. George Slate. He will be your lead rep for the building. George Slate. There he is. So we click on him. I want to get his picture. So what should we do? Snipping tool. Now you know, see that frame is, it's a little rectangular. The one I chose was square. So you want to kind of snip that same type of shape to get his picture. So you'll hit New. I'll remember what I said about moving that box. So you can move it. See his picture here. You want to get that kind of that rectangular shape a little bit. And there you go. It is copied already. But just to copy it, go back to your slide, Control V, or paste. Now watch carefully. I put one of the corners, this top left corner. See how I put that top left corner right on that frame? And you can grab this bottom right corner, click on it, drag it up to where you think it's going to fit right in that frame, just like that. And there's Mr. Slate. That's how you get the picture on there. Now if you want to put his email address in here, you click on his picture. Remember the blue border? You want to insert, link, insert. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Insert, link, there we go. And we'll type his email address in there, George Slate at bedrock.com. You just type his email address and hit apply. And see how it makes a link. It says send to George Slate. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I hit these, sometimes it opens a email program that's not the email program that I use. So I did create a statement here that we can put down here on this one too. And it says, and I put it down here in parentheses, in a text box, remember? And it says, right click on the picture to copy email address, then paste email where you need it. So it kind of tells people that are here, if they want to email this guy, they right click and they copy his email address. So let's do it in present mode. There's Mr. Slater, George Slater. Right click, look at that. Copy email address. Then if they're on their email, they can paste it into their email and send him an email. So that is how you do a text box, picture frames, picture, and the email link. So we're near the end, and I'm going to show you three things in this part. Bitmojis, how to display and put on transparent images, and how to do a QR code. So I'll start with Bitmoji. Now you'll want to go to bitmoji.com to load this app onto your Chrome extension. Make this your Chrome extension, and you can make your own Bitmoji. It works directly with Snapchat. There are helpful videos out there on how to do this. So once you find a video that helps you get to the Bitmoji app and to create your own Bitmoji, this is the part I'm at with you now, so I can show you how to put it on your virtual office. Now you can see how there's different pictures here in Bitmoji, and these are basically me. Different images, different Bitmojis. I like this one. Let's pick this one. It says right click and copy image. Copy image. Now these are transparent as well. Watch this. Right click, paste. See, that's transparent. There's no background. So if I want to put myself on this page, there you go. There's a Bitmoji standing in the virtual office. Now remember earlier, like in the first section, I talked about a crop line. If you double click in the picture, you see these black corners. You can actually move them to crop the picture that you want. So I can cut myself off at the waist here and then click outside of the box, and it is cropped. That's how you crop a Bitmoji. And you can put it down the corner. You can get other people's Bitmojis. You can put yourself over here. You just drag it and drop it where you want it. And that is how you do a Bitmoji. Now to insert a transparent image, go to Insert, Image. Actually, you can do that, yeah. Insert Image, and you'll say Upload from Computer. And it takes you to your files, basically. Then you go to the file you have things stored in, and you go to your pictures here. And you can see I've got a bunch of pictures in there where I was researching when I built this. But see, this one has secure padlock box. And this one has secure padlock remove BG, which means remove background. And there's a part I'm going to show you later that has a link that gives good instructions on how to remove backgrounds from pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this picture and open it. And see, it's also a transparent picture. It's really big for that desk, isn't it? So we take the corner and re-shrink it and drag it and put it where you want it. So I'm going to call this the EBC box. Now I already made this text box, EBC suggestion complaint box. Okay. I'm also going to add a shape just because, hey, someone may not notice that sitting there. So let's insert a shape. Maybe an arrow pointing down. The arrow pointing down. You could draw your arrow pointing down. Well, that's kind of big, isn't it? How about we shrink that? About that big. Slide it over. Move it up. That kind of shows people, hey, there's a box here. But there's no link in there yet, is there? This is normally when you have suggestion boxes, like in an office, in a real office. It's a box or something like that. Somebody unlocks it every week. That's why I like to pick the one with the padlock. Well, I also built one that it's a Google form. And people could fill out a Google form that's also anonymous. And if we're talking about union things, I know in Palm Beach County, we should do things outside of the official system. So this is a form that's created outside of the official district email system. But this is a Google form that somebody can fill out for a suggestion or a complaint. And you can copy that email, that web address to the Google form, just like you did on the links to the other things. Then you want to click here, click on it, insert, link, paste, and apply. So now, if someone comes to this virtual office, I'm going to X out of it over here. If they come to this virtual office and they want to fill out a suggestion or have a complaint they need to share, let's go to the present screen. They come here and they say, oh, there's a suggestion box. They can click on that and it takes them directly to that form. It's an anonymous form too, so it doesn't take their email or anything like that too. I might do a separate training video on how to create one of these as well. That is how they do a submit form. Let's get out of the presentation mode. Let's do a QR code. Now, we'll go back to our CTA site. Here's the home page, remember that. There's a little green button that says Join CTA. And it takes you to this page. All right? But there's here a form that you got to fill out if you want to become a member of CTA. It takes you to a PDF page. So, what I'd like to show you here is how to create a QR code. So this is a PDF that's on a web page. So you can right-click it. And when you right-click in the middle, anywhere on the form, see it says Create QR Code for this page. And you just click on it. And there it is. And you can download this QR code. And see it comes up over here. It's downloaded. You can open it. And guess what we're going to use? You got it, the snipping tool. We're going to snip that whole QR code right around the edge. Click a square. There it is. It's copied. Let's copy it anyway. Minimize, minimize. Back to your slide. Right click, paste. And you just shrink that square. A very tiny square like this. That might be too tiny. This phone's got to be able to pick up them dots. So you can drag it where you want it. What I'm hitting there is Control Z, by the way. The crop box was on. So you drag it where you want it. Control Z is undo. If you do something, you make a mistake, don't freak out. Just hit Control Z and it will undo it. So you put this box right here. And what this box does, if you have a phone, an iPhone or an Android, you can scan the QR code. What you do, what I also do is I put the text box over it. So I do it two ways. If people want to scan it with their phone, they can scan that QR code and it takes them right to that form. Or you can say, join CTA. Move it. Now, this text box, you can, guess what? You can add a link. So you copy the link right here, actually. Copy this whole link right here. Control C or copy. Go back to this join CTA. Insert link. There, did it again. Insert link. Paste. Apply. That did not work right. Let's try that again. I just hit Control Z, which I need to keep that unedited in the video so you know how to undo things. Link. Paste. Apply. See, that time it worked. Alright. Now there's a QR code. Like I said, you could scan that with your phone. If you're on this web page on a computer and you have a phone, you could scan that with your phone and it'll take you directly to the membership form. Or if you're on this page and you want to fill out the form on your computer, let's look at present mode. You can actually go to it and click on it that way. It takes you right to the form. So that's how you do that. That's QR code. How to put, oh, that didn't mean to click on that. Let's escape. How to put in an image, transparent image, and how to do a Bitmoji. And then we will have one more section. To go over this one more time, there's a couple important pieces I didn't tell you yet. I wanted to make sure I do. You'll notice the QR code here. This looks like what I would call a normal QR code. The one I showed you in the last section, I think it's because I installed the Bitmoji app. Because the way the Bitmoji app displays QR codes is with that little dragon inside of it. But if you build a QR code without it, that is just fine. This QR code will take you to the same place. Just want to let you know that. Another very important piece is this. If you're going to share this with people as a virtual office, you want to make sure there's only one slide. You don't want multiple slides in this. Because if you do that, you want to, like I said, one slide. That way when you send it to them and they open it, it's only one page. It's just that virtual office. They don't forward, like, let's just say you accidentally sent this out as a virtual office. This is how somebody would receive it. They'd say, oh, there's an office. And if they hit the forward arrow, wait, there's more slides. Oh, there's another slide. So make sure it's just one slide that you're building, not more than one. And on this last slide here, I'm going to keep it on the screen for a while. There's a website that is remove.bg. That is a very helpful website to help remove backgrounds from pictures you might want to put on your virtual office. And I'm leaving the screen up, and I know it's kind of hard sometimes to write down a YouTube link, but if you need to pause this and write this down or type it into your computer, exactly how it is there. This lady explains how to do the remove background really well, and I probably couldn't do it better than she can, so that's why I'm putting that on there. And on the bottom here, there's also an instruction video by a gentleman that shows you how to share this virtual office in present mode only. That way they don't see it open in edit mode. They won't see it open this way. They'll see it open in present mode. That's pretty easy to do. So I'm going to stop right there. And hopefully I've covered everything, and I probably haven't. So my advice would be this: just play around. Just play around with Google Slides, and you know, just play around with all these tools. And the more you play around with it, the more you will get used to editing on Google Slides. So you all have a good day or a good night, whichever it is for you right now. And it's been a pleasure, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.